how did you learn to communicate when you were young, when you grew older, and whatever fits your situation? Um, as I've grown older, it's really your brain progresses. I've really just been more aware, I would say, of things and how people move and like why people do the things they do and say the things they say. I always say I probably should take some psychology classes because I always try to figure out like why this person do this, why this person say this, and like I said, in the grand scheme of things, that'll help you with your communication. Um, Chapter 9, managing conflict in relationships. How do you handle this in your life, family, friends, or romantic? Hmm. Well, okay, I see romantic relationships is a little later, so I can talk about that later. Conflict in relationships with family or friends. One question I always ask myself when there's a conflict, like, is this worth the relationship? Like, and such a simple question will really help shape your perspective. Like, okay, we arguing over this. Is this argument worth our friendship or relationship ending forever? Most of the time, the answer gonna be no, unless it's just like some most disrespectful betrayal or something of that nature. So that's one way I manage conflict. I ask myself, okay, like where does it stem from? Why does it stem from here? And is it worth it? Um, I try to be cordial with my friends and family. We have a misunderstanding. I don't really like confrontation with people I love, so I try to like find like some kind of solution if it's somebody I really care about. Um, discuss your friendships and related to information in the chapter. For example, you can talk about the different aspects that relate to your friendships. Um, as I've grown older, I've become really introverted. So I'm extremely introverted. So like the friendships I have a few friendships with the people from I went to high school with, um, and my family. Honestly, so with my family, that's unconditional love. That's just there. It's not even hard for us to be as close as we are. It just comes naturally. It flows with my cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, everybody. We just all get along. And like I said, that's another blessing because a lot of people can't say that. With my friends, I've been, I done met a lot of people here in college, but I personally feel like I'm an easy person to get along with. So I don't really see a lot of conflicts don't really come about because I really just be myself. No matter who I'm around, I'm like always the same person. So it's really not hard. I don't try to be nothing I'm not. I don't like coming nobody the wrong way. So with my friendships, I just simply approach everybody the same. Um, committed romantic relationships. If you have had a committed relationship, discuss some of the aspects. Um, I've been in a relationship for over 2 years. It's been a roller coaster. um, but it's taught me a lot, to say the least. I love my lady to death. Um, but a relationship, you know, it's a relationship. It can drive you crazy. Um, with my relationship, the reason we are still together is our, I would say, it's our chemistry. Like, as soon as I met her, the chemistry was there. It was like I felt it at least. We built a friendship, and then it went from there on. And that's how you really bond and grow with a person. Like, not just the physical aspects, not just the aspects that people look at from the outside looking in, like, hey, y'all look cute together, y'all, stuff like that. But it's really bonding with a person and having companionship. Companionship is something I'm huge on. I feel like companionship can go mild, can change your life. So like to discuss the aspects of my relationship, our companionship and chemistry is on point. Um, we care about each other, and that's an understatement. we'll do anything for each other. It's deeper than what you may see like in society nowadays. It's like an actual like it's a real relationship. Fight a lot, but we get over that. Cause like I said, I always ask myself, is this worth the relationship being over? Most of the times the answer is no. Like, okay, why would we break up over this? Like you do I want to like look into the future months from now and be like, we broke up over such a simple, small argument that could have easily been resolved. Um, my lady's my best friend. I look out for her. I protect her at all times. Make sure she okay. Check on her. Um, yeah, and it's been a blessing to say the least. I used to come to my friends and family about relationship issues. But that was probably like the first year, but I don't really do that no more. Anytime we have an issue, I just have faith in myself to fix it. I feel like I got good decision making personally. Personally, I do. When it comes to conflict, because I always try to like go off of logic and not emotion. So when you do that, usually you are more poised and more in tune in what you do. So when we go through our differences, I always remind myself, whatever she's saying, your response needs to be logic, not emotion. But sometimes people push a button, so it could turn into emotion. Um, but we still here together, and that's not gonna change. Um, Communication to families. How do you communicate with your family? I communicate with my family all the time. I call my mom all the time. Like I said before, I'm a mama's boy, so if I don't call my mama, she gonna call me. I talk to her all the time. I love her to death. I do anything for her. Um, she done went out her way for me a billion times. She done did way too much for me, and she don't even know how much I appreciate it. Um, and not just her. I just talk to my family. I take some call on. Cause like I said, my family is like a family. Like we all love each other. So how do I communicate with them? I just go see them. If I get a weekend off work, I try to drive down there. It's a 2 hour drive. I try to drive down there and see them. Um, my family in Franklin County. I don't think I said that at the beginning. But Franklin County is over there. I'm almost positive you don't know where it's at. It's over there by Natchez. It's in between Natchez and Brookhaven, or Natchez and Macomb, Natchez and Tylertown. Um, it's in the country. It's in the woods. But anyway, I drive down and see my people for church, any holidays, anytime I can. Every time I spend time with my family, it's always good energy, good vibes, nothing but love and positivity. They always checking on me, making sure I'm good, vice versa. Um, if we go a while without seeing each other, we text or call each other. Um, Now, if I want to dive down to the intricacies of how do we communicate, I would say we always ask each other questions about each other's life, like how school treating you. Then we talk about school, okay. Then we give each other advice, like okay, well when I went to school, I did this. Um, just advice, like my older cousins and stuff. Every time I come home, they ask me about college, and then they compare my experiences to theirs, and it helps. It helps. It really helps me, honestly. Um, how I communicate with my sister. She in middle school, so I think sometimes she think that I've never been in middle school. I just have to remind her like I've been in middle school before too. I know everything she going through. Um, how I communicate with her, I treat her like she's still 2 years old. So I mean, I'm always gonna baby her, but I always make sure my communication with her is the first thing I ask her is anybody mess with you. That's the first question I ask her every time I see her. How is your teachers? Are they nice and respectful? Do you need any help with your schoolwork? If you do, just text or call me. I'm gonna help you. Um, how the class is going, how lunch going, how I break down everything with her, and she say everything going good. So, and I believe it because if it wasn't, she'll tell me. Um, with my grandparents, um, how I communicate with them, really just love. I lived with my grandparents for a while when I moved to Franklin County, and so they like my relationship with them is just like this as well. It's just like I'm extremely close to them. So like my grandmom usually hasn't really been that. She really hasn't had any health problems for the most part. Knock on wood. Um, so like when I come home to her, it's just straight. It's just love. My granddad, on the other hand, has had health problems. Now he's doing really good. But every time I come home, I check on him and make sure he ain't doing too much work because he's like the hardest working man I've ever seen, like by far. So like I always talk to my granddad, be like, you doing too much. Sit down somewhere, stop trying to do all this work, let somebody else do it. And he'll listen to me. So and that's what my aunties be telling me. They'll be like, Jalen, he'll listen to you. You need to tell him. Cause me and him been, I mean, it's my granddad. I mean, like I said, I used to live with him, so it was kind of like I was like an additional son to him. Um, so that's how I communicate with my grandparents, and that relates to this chapter as just as far as the intimacy that goes on with my family. I'm really grateful for the relationship my family got, because the upbringing is really it was a really nice upbringing. I must say, at least I'm glad for it. Um, and I want to make sure I touched everything. Um, for example, and then we talk about different aspects related to your friendships. I guess I could talk about the different friendships I have with my friends. I gotta talk to my friends, each friend different ways. I would say I have some friends who are selfless, which is a good thing. You know, they humble. They really positive. So it's always good vibes around them. But then I got other friends that's condescending and a little arrogant, I must say. And I don't really mesh well with arrogant people, so I try to like tell them to stop being literally like humble yourself. So like you communicate with people differently depending on how they act. Um, I got some cool friends that just chill, and I got some violent friends, and I got some friends like I have. My friends are literally all over the place in terms of character and who they are as a person. Literally all over the place, like so. It's an experience, I must say, but at the end of the day, it's all love. Um, it's all love. Manage conflict. If you have a committed relationship, discuss your friends about different relationships. One thing I left out on how I manage conflict is I pray, especially my relationship. I've always been a praying man, but with this relationship has made me even bigger praying man. Um, I pray in the heartbeat of my relationship. So, like I said, I've always been. I was born and raised in the church, so I ain't really had no choice but to pray. Um, but now I really understand the power of prayer and what it does. So, how it really helps your faith. So, when I'm going through conflict, not only with my lady, but anything really, any friend, any relationship or any friendship, um, just pray on it. I didn't pray on my relationship with my dad just because him and my mom broke up, and I said me being the mama's boy I am, I'm like, oh, well, it's my dad's fault. Just because I don't know what they broke up for, I'm just like, oh well, it gotta be my dad's fault. It ain't my mama's fault. So I had to pray on that too, just to get more understanding on everything with that. Um, this girl should have really been through life. So to wrap